So today we're going to talk about areas of sectors, but there's also another strategy I want to talk about related to polygons called encasement. You may see this in the homework, but this problem kind of does a good job of talking about encasement. So part A asks the question in the first step of encasement is putting the shape into a shape that we know how to find the area of with shapes that we can take away knowing the area of. So what we're going to do is we're going to encase this in a square like so. And we know that each of the sides is 8, which makes these 45, 45, 90 triangles. How do we know that? Well, remember the interior angle of an octagon is this, which is 135. So we know that this is 45 and 45. So obviously this is only going to work for a few shapes that we could even find angles that we know, but that's true for all of the sides. So each of these little spots is going to be 4 root 2. And that's true for all of the spots around here. So we know that the side of the square is 8 plus 8 root 2, so the area 8 plus 8 root 2 squared. So now you're going to want to remember that you're going to want to double distribute this or make sure you multiply each of the values together. So 8 times 8 is 64, and you're going to get a 64 root 2 plus another 64 root 2 plus 64 times 2, which is 128. So that's going to equal 128 root 2 plus 192 units squared. And that's how you would find the area of the square. So now wait, how does that help us with the octagon? Well, we know the octagon is the area of the square minus the 4 triangles. So the area that we want to find is the area of the square minus 4 triangles area. So we know the area of the square from up above. And we're going to subtract 4 times 1/2 times the base, 4 root 2, times the height, which is also 4 root 2. And then that we're going to simplify. So 4 root 2 times 4 root 2, remember the 2, that's going to be 16 times 2. So 16 times 4, so minus 64. So our final answer for the area of the octagon is 128 root 2 plus 128 units squared. So not too bad for that warm-up.